everyone, it's Erin. It is Tuesday, May 21st, 2013. I just wanted to check in with my week 14 post-op video. First of all, to just finish up everything from last week's video because I know I had not weighed myself when I had posted it on Monday evening. I did weigh myself on Tuesday morning before I went to work, and I had lost 2.2 pounds at that point, which was not a fantastic number, but I was expecting it not to be great last week. I had told you how I had been suffering from that acid reflux that was bothering me for about almost 2 weeks. And the week prior, I really had not been eating a lot because everything was bothering me, so I wasn't hitting my protein goals. And exercise was not as thorough as it could have been. I wasn't working out much more than a half hour every day or every night because just my throat was bothering me and breathing, and it was not a good week all around. So I wasn't happy with it, so it just kicked my butt into gear. And this week, when I weighed myself on Sunday morning, I was down 6.6 pounds, so I was happy with that. Which is a total of 80.4 since my surgery date, which was February 11th of this year. So again, 80.4, pretty happy with that. Who wouldn't be? So that's all, but I realized that really finding a good balance between getting in the nutrients that I need and hitting the protein that my surgeon has, the protein goals that my surgeon has set for me, and really working out really obviously is the best mixture. And it will get me closer to my goal weight quicker than if I wasn't doing all of that. So who knew they were so smart and that they knew the science behind it? I didn't. Anyway, first off, I know that now I'm wearing short sleeves, and you can see my black strap here, but it is the Body Media. I have been wearing it for about 2 months now, I think since sometime in March, and if you don't know what it is just a little electronic device, and on the back it has these two little metal sensors that just detect all the movement in your body. It helps you know the number of steps you've taken throughout the day, the calories you've burned throughout the day. You can input your caloric intake, so it will give you your calorie deficit for any given 24-hour period. It tells me when I'm sleeping, what my sleep efficiency is, how many calories I was burning at any given period of time, and it obviously keeps track of my weight loss. I also use that in conjunction with my Runkeeper, which is an app on my iPhone, and the MyFitnessPal, which is where I actually log in everything that I eat. So with those 3 different apps and this little armband, I have been just keeping track of everything I take in and everything that I'm burning. So, it's not an exact science, that's for sure, but it is a good little useful tool that I'm finding is helping me along the way. I just didn't want you to think that I was on the lam and running from the police or anything. Like I said, I've become a little self-conscious of it now that it's getting to be short sleeve season because I've gotten a few looks. And I did see that Jawbone released their wristband that actually does the same stuff, and I think that Fitbit Flex, I think that's what the name of it, I know it's Fitbit that makes it, but I think it's the Flex also is putting it around the wrist now too. So depending on whether or not I want to spend the money for another device, I might switch from the armband over to the wristband. I have not decided on that yet. We'll decide next month after I get my paycheck from my second job. So anyway, that's all for that. This week I have nothing too exciting to report. I actually just wanted to take a moment to kind of explain why I'm here and why I've decided to post these videos. I did not tell a lot of people about my surgery. If you don't know, I had the sleeve gastrectomy, like I said, on February 11th of 2013. And it was back in, I had talked about having bariatric surgery for a good year or so. I was terribly afraid of it. I thought that I would never make it through surgery. I thought I was too heavy to have it. And that, like I said, I would never survive the anesthesia. So the fear of that actually was what kept me from really even looking into surgery. I did not live any sort of healthy lifestyle. I knew that I must have had high blood pressure. Excuse me. Let me just have a little antibacterial. Anyway, I knew I had to have had high blood pressure, and I think I lived in fear of what the doctor was going to tell me when I did go to see her. So I kept from going for a long period of time. It had to be over a year, I think, finally. And then in October, I decided that it was time for me to really start looking into having surgery. So I made an appointment with the health plan at work, and never mind the fact that I had high blood pressure, but it was so high that she said she would not send me for a referral to the surgeon until she brought it down with some medication. And she ran a bunch of labs on me and whatnot. And I think it was about 10 days later, she gave me a call to come into the office. And I found out that the dreaded D word, diabetes, was in my immediate future. So my A1C was like 9.6, and I think that my glucose on that day was over 300. So she said that had I not been looking into surgery, that she would put me on insulin at that point. And but since I was going to have the surgery, it would correct or reverse the diabetes, and she would just put me on metformin until I finally did have a surgery date. And diabetes was one thing that I just did not want to deal with. I was so upset about it when I was diagnosed, and I didn't tell anyone, not one soul. And I knew my mother would be heartbroken when she found out, and I no one. It was just a secret I kept to myself, and I worked hard to get the blood pressure down. And finally, in early December of 2012, I went back to the doctor, and my blood pressure was in a normal range thanks to the lisinopril. And I finally did get the referral to the physician, which I saw him the week before Christmas. I want to say December 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there. So anyway, and that started the ball rolling. I got my surgery date sometime in January, and February 11th. If you watched my first video, as you know, that we had a huge blizzard here in Connecticut. February 11th, that morning, I was at the hospital, and I haven't looked back since, and I couldn't be happier at the moment. So, anyway, back to the reason why I'm doing these videos. So, in my pre-op period, and even in my post-op period, I have looked to the weight loss community on YouTube for advice and for information, and just for a little bit of knowing that I'm not alone in all this, and that I'm not the only one to be going through it. And there's so many other people out there like me, and there's other people that were worse off than me, and look at them now. They've succeeded in their journey, and they're maintaining their weight loss. And it was a rough road to travel, and you are going to have good weeks and bad weeks and everything in between. And in the end, not one of them has ever said that they regret it. And it's helped me so much. So this is kind of my way to give back. If I can have one bit of information or one thing that comes out of my mouth that might help one other person, I'll be happy with that. If nobody watches these, I'm still posting them out there. Who knows? In 5 years, there could be somebody that could come across these videos and find something that they find interesting or relatable or something that could help them. And I know that right now that the population of sleeve patients is not as high as RNY patients because it was not a procedure that was widely approved by insurance companies. So there's still the number of RNY patients outweighs the sleeve patients at this point by astronomical numbers. So, if you're looking for weight loss or surgery advice and whatnot, maybe I might know something that an RNY patient doesn't know. And I'll tell you, I have made a friend who had surgery on the same day as myself, and she had RNY, and we've kind of gone through this together. We've become great friends, actually. And it's funny, just a little bit of difference between the two of us with what we can and can't eat, and our restrictions are a little different with each surgery. So I'm not saying go one way or the other. I'm just telling you that my choice was to have the sleeve. But again, you always want to talk to your doctor as to which route you want to take. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Like what I was saying, I just want to give back a percentage of what I have gotten from YouTube. And I know that putting myself on the internet, anybody can now find out that it is what I did. Oh my goodness. It is the route that I decided to take in trying to lose weight. I had tried, I can't tell you how many different diets. I gained weight, I lost weight, gained weight, everything in between. I can only imagine how much I messed up my metabolism. And I think that with every gain, a little bit of me just died, So I needed to rebuild myself, and this really is helping to conquer everything that I've been fighting for the last 30-something years. So, which, if I've never mentioned, I am in my 30s. I won't tell you where in my 30s, but, I've struggled with my weight my entire life. I was a fairly chubby child and always chubby throughout high school, and it was really in college that I really started to gain weight. My brother passed away when I was 20. Oh goodness. Ooh. 23. Jesus, I almost forgot. Well, I didn't forget when he passed away, but I forgot how old I was. So I think that played a huge role in just the trauma in my life and where I was at mentally and the depression that I went through and all that. And I do have a younger sister who has had her own struggles, not so much with weight, but it's just there are outside sources that really do affect everything that we do. And I think that my emotional eating was affected by the loss of him in our family. So again, it just added to the reasons how I struggled with everything. And at this point, I do feel I've made the right decision. I am on track. I am working hard towards my goal. It is not easy, that is for sure. Anybody who tells you it's the easy way out, it is not. It is not. That same friend that I was talking about earlier, we just kind of catch up with each other every week, and it's funny how we both kind of had this mentality that we were going to lose like Biggest Loser numbers and be dropping like 12, 14, 16 pounds every week. And I think that it was like week 5 and we both lost like under 2, and I'm like, what how did that happen? And you have to exercise, you have to put the work in. Yeah, of course you can eat 400 calories, but your body is in shock. you were eating who knows how many thousands of calories a day, and now you're eating under 500, and you're not exercising or anything, and it's just gonna stay there. It's just gonna stay. So the more you move, the more you lose. That's how I see it. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just kind of wanted to give a little idea. I know that my first couple of videos were kind of crazy, because I really didn't know what I was doing with them. I didn't know if I was just making them for myself or if I was making them for the public to see. I had been journaling my first 3 weeks after surgery, and I just found that I just did not have time to sit down and write everything that was in my head. So I wanted to try to figure out a way to just document my journey, and this is how I decided to do it. And if you want to ride along and watch me throughout this whole process, I welcome you to it. Obviously, I wouldn't have posted these videos if I didn't want you to watch. So I hope you subscribe, and I will try to check in every week. I'll try to post some other videos of just things that I'm thinking about, and if you ever have any questions or anything that you need, you can always message me below, and I will be happy to get back to you. I appreciate you watching, and like I said, I hope you do follow, and who knows, maybe we could make new friends on here. And if you are pre-surgical, post-surgical, or 10 years out from your surgery, my door is open. I always welcome new friends. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. It is Memorial Day weekend this coming weekend, so I hope that you have something fun planned. I am hoping to get to the beach for the first time this year. And I will check in with you Sunday or Monday. Who knows? Let's keep my fingers crossed for another good week. And until then, I will see you. So take care.